being a father, right? So you had your dad up until you were 7, correct? Okay. And you have 2 sons now. Is there anything that you do now as a father that you wish that your dad would have been able to do for you, or maybe you haven't done for you? Because anytime we talk about business, anytime we talk about booking anything, you're always like, hey, I got a son's birthday coming on, this and that, or I
Yeah,
got this going on. And this ain't just me trying to make you look good on camera, bro. Hey, calm down. I could prove that. You know what I'm saying? As far as you making sure you good for your kids. So, is that something that you do subconsciously, or on purpose because you didn't grow up with your dad like that, or is that
yeah.
just what I'm saying?
It's not as easy as I could say as it was for my pops being in the position my pops was in, because I'm not in that position. You know what I mean? Like pops could have did any and everything for us. Not to say that I came from my own. You know what I mean? It's just the fact of the matter. Being in the position my pops was in back then, it was more for me to enjoy as a kid. You know what I mean? That most kids probably didn't see. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, not to disrespect their parents or who their parents were. Unfortunately, my pops was who my pops was. So for the little bit of time that my pops was here, my pops made sure that he was at each and everything that he could possibly be at, dealing with all the stuff he was dealing with in the music game. You know what I mean? Whether it was Chuck E. Cheese trips, Disneyland frequently, you know what I mean? So a lot of that stuff I experienced as a child, whether it was for 7 years, you know what I mean? So it's probably a lot of stuff that I didn't learn or didn't get to learn based off of 7 years. 7 years really ain't nothing. It really ain't, you know what I mean? 7 years ain't nothing but a good couple years in school, you know what I mean? So it's so much that I probably missed out on as a kid being 7, having to, be raised by my moms or uncles or whatsoever, you know what I mean? So as far as that, I would say it's not as easy based off of my father's situation he was in financially. You know what I mean? Like I said, pops could do any and every. Pops wouldn't even have to do music. Pops didn't even have to say nothing to nobody and still would have been able to do it because he was in that position. But me, just I could say from what I did learn or what I did get to experience, I could have gave the same to my children as far as the same little, because I do the same stuff. Now, unfortunately, my oldest son, he stays with his mom. So I don't see him as frequent as I do with my youngest son because his mother passed away. You know what I mean? So the fact that my younger son mother passed away, where else could he go? Got to come with me. You know what I mean? So I got to step up and do what I got to do for him. So most of the time, and it's crazy because once that happened, that took away from a lot of my time in the game as far as what I'm doing. Like a lot of, I may have lost love for music in a way just based off of that. And that ain't have nothing to do with music. It was just the fact of where it took me spiritually, you know what I mean? Losing her kind of put a dent in what I was doing, what I was carving in this game because of the fact that my time went elsewhere now. Now my time is fully
Were,
as a
were you
father. I gotta huh?
were you all in love, or was it just like
I
a?
mean, it was like this. It was rough throughout the time. You feel me? And being who I am and dealing with her, um, you know, we had a son. And mind you, we was in a rough situation where I wasn't even worried about talking to her damn near ever again on some stuff like that. You know what I mean? To where like I probably made it a little hard for her. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to her. You know what I mean? I did love her. You know what I mean? I still do today. But other than that, I made it hard for her because I wanted to see if she was really here for me. You know what I mean? I didn't give her that opportunity. We weren't together. You know what I mean? But you would have thought we were. You feel me? Like anybody would have thought we were based off of how much she tried to be or wanted to be around me as much. But unfortunately, she passed. So that took a lot of time for me going on the road, doing music, caring, and even giving a damn about doing music, especially individually solo. You know what I mean? I didn't care. Only reason why it took it took out a lot. You know what I mean? Took a lot of time out of my music, put it that way. You know what I mean? I didn't really care for it. You know what I
You
mean?
had
Because
to
now I'm still trying to figure out because I had so much going at that moment. You know what I mean? At that time, I was moved like I said. Long story short, I put her through hell throughout her whole pregnancy. Once she once she was getting ready to have my son, surprisingly, I pops up. She was so shocked to even see me, you know what I mean? Because she thought it was basically she finna be dealing with raising the solo, I mean raising the baby by herself. So, and I didn't want to put her through that, you know what I mean? Despite what we was going through, you know, I had to suck it up, be a man, and like I'm like, you ain't had this baby on your own. Nobody put this baby in you but me, so I got to do what I got to do. So it got better, you know what I mean? I start looking in towards getting a little spot to where me, her, and the kids can be cool, you know what I mean? And I did at that point, but unfortunately, the day or so before she was supposed to come back, or the day I was supposed, I had all the stuff moved into place. You feel me? She passed away, so that messed me up for a little bit in my mind. Like I say, we weren't together, but experiencing that, you would have thought we were because of how bad it hurt me. You know what I mean? And it took away from a lot of the stuff that I was doing, where I lost care with music. You feel me? I really didn't even give a damn about music at all until it came to the point where I'm like, well, it still got to go. I still got to do what I got to do. I still got to continue to make music, whether it's solo, whether it's still giving somebody a hot 16 or a hook on a song. You know what I mean? This is what's going to keep me flowing somehow, though I might be stuck based off of, okay, what the hell I'm gonna do if I gotta go do a tour for 2 months. Now it makes it a little difficult based off of her passing away, let alone her sister, which which is my son's aunt. She just moved out of state, and that was my only, not to say my only, but that was one of my main sources as far as him going to be taken care of while I'm gone. Even if I did need to go for 2 months, she would have been able to do it. But now she's gone, so now that takes away again. I done lost her sister. Now she didn't move. It's over with. So it's gonna kind of be a little difficult for me to do as much as I want to do as I was used to. So that's where it took me as far as that. So it's not as easy as some people may think. I know, and ain't no parent go sit there and tell me being a parent is easy. You know what I mean? Especially dealing with a baby, you know what I mean? I know not a child that's already 13, 14, 15. At the point, my son wasn't even one when his mom's passed. So that was kind of difficult having to step up to the plate solo dolo because I never had to experience that, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, I mean, it's easy to love your kids, especially if you really love your kids and to take care of your kids. But in the state I'm in or where I was when that did happen, it took away a lot from me being able to wiggle around and put pain where it ain't. So I can't really do it as much because I'm on a I'm on a whole different and I'm on a whole different script. So the music come if it comes. Other than that, regular lifestyle, man. You know what I mean? I gotta make sure he get to and from school and learn as much as he can learn before he become a grown man. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is.
One more thing. That was supposed to be my last question, but I want to throw this in there. Even though you only had 7 years with him, and can you tell us a time real quick that you were with Easy with your dad, that you've always kept in your memories, even being however old you are now, as like this is a memory of my father that I've cherished, and why is it? I mean, you cherish all your times, right? But why is this specific memory important to you, and how has it helped you develop as a man and as a father?
I mean, I'm gonna just say it's plenty that I can say, even though it was 7 years. It's a lot of them, but I'm gonna say the one that really stuck on to me was just being with my father, not even the fact that I was even supposed to be here, but just being with my father and my father having to shoot that only if he wanted video. You know what I mean? So I probably say I was about 5, maybe 6 at this time. You know what I mean? Anywhere around that age, because my pops passed when I was 7, so obviously I was a little younger. But that's just the only thing I can. I'm not saying the only thing, but that's just one of the main things that I've always remembered growing up because I still see it today. You know what I mean? I may hear the song, and if I hear the song just playing, first thing pops up in my head is the video, me being front row center with
What
my
what
pops.
what was he like during the video shoot? If that's one of your fondest memories, what was he like during the video shoot as far as being around his friends and the directors and things like that? Like
He was
how
basically damn near the director. He was like, that's what I did notice outside of me getting into whatever I wanted to get into, whatever all the stuff that I was seeing at that time. I wasn't too much worried about what he had going because I know he had it. You know what I mean? I was just a kid seeing a whole bunch of stuff that most kids wasn't used to seeing. I'm talking about, you know, wet t-shirt contests and stuff, low ride, you know what I mean? Like some kids just don't see that unless they just see it on TV. You know what I mean? I'm front row, front center looking at lowriders hop stupid feet above the ground, bro, while I'm a kid, bro, 5, 6 years old, you know. That's a whole that's a whole different experience for a kid, you know, outside of a grown man who just used to being around a whole bunch of fly little women and fly cars, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was I'm gonna say that only if you want a video. There's plenty more, you know what I mean? But that one sticks on to me because I I also accept that nickname as Mr. Only If You Want It. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't even know that's me because they don't know my family in depth. So just based off if you was just to hear, oh, that's Easy Son, they automatically think it's my older brother. But they won't know until my older brother correct them or somebody else correct them. Like, no, nah, that's E3, that's Baby Eazy. So people wouldn't know until somebody correct them on it. But other than that, that's one memory I can say with my pops, though there's thousands that I could say is it for me because that's probably when I was first seen. You know what I mean? Like front row. People wouldn't have known. They like, who is that? I'm known as Easy Son, who was in the music video. So that's good enough for me because that's what Pops wanted. So I didn't ask. I didn't say put me in the video. Pops just threw me in there.